the worst things that have ever happened to Peter Griffin. Ever wondered how Peter Griffin, the human wrecking ball, hasn't been taken out by his own stupidity yet? The guy has done everything from eating coins until he went blind, to getting stranded in the woods for months and having to relearn how to be a human. I spent way too much time digging through Peter's biggest disasters, and let's just say, if Peter's life came with a warning label, it would be "Don't try this at home." So, here's the top 9 worst things to ever happen to Peter Griffin. So, there is time Peter went blind. Only Peter Griffin could turn spare change into a life-threatening disaster. It all started when Peter decided to break a world record by eating more nickels than any sane person ever would.
Everybody, you're looking at a guy who's gonna set a new world record. I am gonna eat more nickels than anyone has ever eaten before.
Well, spoiler alert, he doesn't break any records. Instead, he gives himself nickel poisoning and completely loses his vision.
Oh my God, Lois! I can't see!
After knowing that he won't be able to see the colors of life again, he became so heartbroken.
This sucks. Now the only thing anybody's gonna remember me for after I die is being that blind guy.
Then Brian tries to give him some hope, but that doesn't go as planned.
Don't give up yet, Peter. I mean, many blind people lead rich, fulfilling lives.
Oh, I don't know, Brian. I mean, I guess I can give it a shot.
But does Peter take it easy? I don't think so. And just when you think Peter's done being reckless, he decides to charge straight into a burning building. Blind Peter runs into flames like it's no big deal. Amazingly, he makes it out alive. And not only this, he saved the life of Horace in the process. But here's the twist. Peter ends up being hailed as a hero.
Sir, how did you summon the courage to save your friend from that burning building?
That freaking place was on fire?
And that's not all. Some random homeless guy donates his eyes to him. Yes, his actual eyes. So Peter gets his vision back, while proving that he's the luckiest idiot alive. So let's move on to the next one on our list. When Peter went full caveman. Peter Griffin and survival is a bad combo. So when he hops on a private plane to Canada with the guys for some beer, strippers, and bad decisions, but thanks to Peter, the trip ended with no plane, no plan, and no pants. While mid-flight, Peter somehow ends up outside the plane. Don't ask how, it's Peter. Oh man, the plane crashes. What can we expect other than this from Peter? But wait, what?
What happened? Did we crash?
Yeah, we crashed.
They survived, but found themselves stranded in the middle of nowhere with zero survival skills and way too much confidence.
This is not good. No one knows we're out here and we got no food or water.
Relax, Quagmire. There's food all around us. The trick is just knowing what's safe to eat and what's not.
Peter decides to find help, which really just means disappearing into the woods like Bigfoot. Weeks pass, and the others assume he's either dead or married to a raccoon by now. Turns out, it's worse. He's gone full caveman. When they finally track him down after 2 months, he's shirtless, covered in mud, and growling at squirrels. He's built a stick hut, has leaves for underwear, and talks to rocks like they're his co-workers. Honestly, he's one loincloth away from starring in the Flintstones. Dragging him back home isn't easy. He bites, he growls, and tries to climb the TV like he's used to climbing trees when he's lost. Poor Peter. After trying everything the Griffin family could do to bring him back to normal, they eventually failed. But wait, what? Peter is an asshole who's not gonna leave you that easy?
That Peter is a liar! Run! Be free! They will enslave you!
So, here's the twist.
We're all gonna miss you, Dad! More than you know!
Shut up, Meg!
I don't believe it! Peter, you talked!
Meg! Shut Oh, Meg. Shut up, Meg. Shut up, Meg.
Ah, so emotional, right? But don't forget, there was a time when Meg was beating Peter. Yes, the same Meg. Just remember the time when Peter got wrecked by a bull and Meg. Yeah, you heard it right. Peter picked a fight with both a bull and his own daughter, and lost to both. It started at a rodeo because, of course it did. Peter thought he could handle a bull, but the bull had other plans, like pantsing him in front of the entire crowd.
You know what I am back at the ranch? I'm a breeding bull.
What's that?
1 second, Peter was trying to look tough. The next, he was rolling in the dirt in his underwear, and all of his dignity was gone. And the crowd, well, they loved it. Peter, not so much. But somehow, that wasn't even the worst part. After the rodeo disaster, Meg came home from prison, and let's just say Prison Meg wasn't here to play nice. She wasn't the same awkward girl who used to cry in her room. Nope. Prison Meg came back tougher, meaner, and ready to take charge. Oh boy, she absolutely destroyed Peter. She didn't just yell, she threw punches. Real ones. Peter didn't stand a chance. Meg knocked him around the house, pinned him down, and made it clear who's in charge now. Sorry to say, but I personally think that Peter, well, he deserved that. By the end of it, Peter had gone from head of the household to Meg's personal punching bag. He was bruised, broken, and very, very scared. So what did Peter learn? He learned that bulls are mean and Meg is terrifying. And what did we learn? Well, that Peter Griffin should probably stop challenging things that can actually fight back. So, there is time when Peter got addicted to smoking. Peter Griffin has done a lot of dumb things.
Wow, I can use smoking to get out of anything.
But lighting up a cigarette to get out of work? Well, yeah, that is pretty dumb. So when he found out that his coworker Stella got extra breaks just for smoking, Peter decided to get in on it. Peter had a light bulb moment. And by light bulb, I mean he lit a cigarette and called it a plan. So here's the twist. That sudden plan was a success. At first, it seemed like the perfect plan. Stella got smoke breaks, so why couldn't Peter? But instead of taking 1 or 2 puffs like a normal person, Peter went full chimney mode. He smoked at work, at home, and even while pretending to listen to Lois. And you'd think that would be bad enough, but nope. Peter even started smoking during the bedroom activities.
Put that out right now. Smoking is highly addictive.
That's when things really went up in smoke. What started as a lazy excuse to skip responsibilities quickly turned into Peter's greatest love affair with nicotine. Peter's health went downhill faster than his dignity. His skin turned yellow, his teeth looked like someone spilled coffee on them, and his lungs...
It's horrible.
That's when Mr. Stone showed up.
Excuse me, I'm Mr. Stone with the ad agency of Anderson, Wheeler, and Third Name, and I think you'd be perfect for our new anti-smoking campaign.
He was looking for the perfect face for his anti-smoking campaign, and Peter, well, his disgusting look sealed the deal. Suddenly, Peter became the poster boy.
Hey guys, here comes one of my TV spots. Hi, Peter Griffin.
For what not to do with your life. His face was plastered everywhere as a warning, and guess what? He somehow loved it.
I'll put you up next to these black celebrities who are just confused and strange.
But fame fades, and so does your lung functions. When Peter's ad campaign ended, so did his 15 minutes of fame.
Please give me something else.
I'm sorry, Peter, it's over.
And all that was left was a hacking cough, a nicotine addiction, and Lois reminding him that his body was now a permanent dumpster fire. And wait, would you believe that? Bullied by his own sister. Yeah, that's true. Peter Griffin might be the king of bullying Meg, but when it comes to his sister Karen, well, when she showed up for Thanksgiving, Peter learned the hard way that payback runs in the family, and it hurts. And the first thing she did when she walked through the door, well, she greeted Peter with a fart to his face, because nothing says Happy Thanksgiving like getting crop dusted in your own living room. Karen wasn't just your average sibling. Nope. At dinner, Karen humiliated Peter with stories from their childhood, like the time she caught him wearing a bra and told the entire school. But if you thought embarrassing stories were bad, just wait, because then came the family football game. Karen tackled Peter so hard that he probably saw his own birth. And before he could recover, she hit him with her signature wrestling move, the toxic shock. Let's just say Peter didn't handle it well. He peed his pants in front of everyone.
No, don't. Oh.
Peter tried to brush it off, but Meg, yes, Meg, felt sorry for him. Apparently, years of Peter bullying her made her an expert in spotting bullies.
Stop. Even I can see that your sister's a huge bully. And trust me, I know more about getting bullied than anyone.
So she convinced Peter to fight back. And how did he respond? By signing up for women's wrestling. Because obviously, that's the logical solution.
Right. I'm gonna do it.
You are?
Damn right.
Yay, Dad!
I am gonna become a lady wrestler and defeat Heavy Flo in the ring.
Peter showed up to the ring as Maxi Patty. Because if you're fighting Heavy Flo, you might as well keep the theme going. But the plan backfired fast. Karen threw Peter around like a rag doll and had him tapping out in seconds. That is until Meg showed up with a steel chair and knocked Karen into next week.
Say hello to Teen La Quifa!
Ah, thanks, Meg. You forget that all the bullying your dad has been doing to you all those previous times, well, at least it's time to add some change to this family. And do you remember the time when Peter lost his voice and Lois stole his friends? So Peter losing his voice might sound like a blessing for everyone else, but for Peter, it turned into the worst identity crisis of his life. Mostly because Lois decided to replace him with his own friends. So this time, Peter caught a cold and woke up sounding like the love child of Barry White and a chainsaw.
I just threw up 2 chicken gyros out my nose. They're on your side of the bed.
Ow. Say that again.
And then Lois, being Lois, thought that his raspy voice was weirdly hot and took full advantage of the situation. Peter thought that Lois should be the one to join his friends instead of him, but that didn't go as planned.
Well, then, you're gonna have to bowl for me.
Once Peter's voice went back to normal, so did Lois's interest. And instead of sticking around to make soup, she took Peter's spot in the friends group. 1 minute Peter was bedridden, the next Lois was chugging beers and winning bowling tournaments with Quagmire and Joe.
All right. What do you say we get this thing started, huh?
And just when you think it can't get any worse, it does. Lois didn't just become one of the guys, she became the favorite. She earned nicknames, she told jokes, she probably even farted and got away with it. Meanwhile, Peter sat at home, stewing in jealousy and his own sweat. After several breakdowns and possibly some begging, Lois finally gave up her spot and let Peter back in.
Peter, go have fun with your friends.
Thanks, Lois.
But let's be honest. If she wanted to, she could have taken over Peter's entire life and probably done it even better than him. That's a really sad feeling. I mean, losing your voice is bad, but losing your entire identity to your wife is worse. Poor guy. But wait, there is another time when someone else stole his identity. The time James Woods stole Peter's identity. So, Peter Griffin, has made plenty of enemies, but none as sneaky or as psychotic as James Woods. And this time, Woods didn't just mess with Peter, he became Peter. It all kicked off when Peter misplaced his wallet because apparently leaving it wide open at a restaurant is just how Peter operates. But instead of some random thief swiping it, James Woods swooped in like the villain he was born to be.
Oh my God, it's you!
James Woods!
Hello, Peter.
Before Peter even realized what was happening, Woods had stolen everything. His ID, his house, and even his family. And that's not even worse. Then what comes next? Because Peter got kicked out of his own house, and James forced him to do so bad.
Hey, not so fast, pal. Those are my clothes.
Oh, come on!
You heard him, fella. Take him off. Right down to the poop sack.
And Peter had to watch James live his life. Bad jokes, bad eating habits, and all. The worst part, James was even better at it than Peter. He even convinced the dog to sleep at his feet, which honestly should have been Brian's breaking point. But wait, it gets worse. Peter tried to get his identity back, but every single plan failed.
Well, a trespasser on my property. That's the worst thing that's happened to me since...
Even showing up in disguise didn't work, mostly because he disguised himself as a giant teenager named Scooter. Yeah, Peter's plans are about as good as his parenting. In the end, Peter had to fight fire with fire.
I'm saying you can do to him what he did to you. You can ruin him.
I'll do it. I'll be James Woods.
He flipped the script and stole James's Woods identity instead.
Please welcome our next guest, Mr. James Woods. Oh, James. Wait a minute. You're not James Woods.
Oh, I believe I am. Driver's license, social security card, American Express.
He went on TV, ruined James' career, and made sure that the world saw James Woods as unhinged as possible, which, to be fair, wasn't that far off. Well done, Peter, but wait, the worst is still yet to come. Peter lost his job and his dignity.
See if I care.
Peter Griffin, well, his job isn't exactly breaking news. It's kind of like the sun rising in the east or Meg getting roasted by everyone. But this time, he didn't just lose his paycheck. He lost his pride, his manhood, and let's be honest, his ability to function. So all this drama got started when Peter got promoted to forklift operator.
Griffin, I actually came to tell you that you're being promoted to forklift operator.
And for about 5 seconds, it seemed like he might actually succeed at something. But then, because this is Peter at the end of the day, he used the forklift to chug a vat of beer. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well. Peter got fired faster than he could sober up, and suddenly Lois had to step in as the family's breadwinner.
Hey guys, great news. You're looking at the new assistant store manager of Stop and Shop.
You got a job at the grocery store?
She got a job at the grocery store while Peter got stuck at home doing housewife chores. Yes, chores, like folding laundry and scrubbing toilets. Basically, Peter's personal nightmare. At first, Peter tried to embrace his new role. He cooked, he cleaned, he even wore Lois's dress shirts to feel sexy. But wait, it gets worse. Somehow, between doing the dishes and vacuuming, Peter lost more than just his dignity. He lost his manhood. And by manhood, I mean his ability to perform.
Peter, are you having trouble getting ready?
Lois tried to help, but let's be real. No amount of encouragement could fix that.
You sure this is gonna work, Quagmire?
Desperate Peter turns to Quagmire, because who better to fix your bedroom problems than the guy who keeps lotion and handcuffs in his trunk? Quagmire's advice: fake confidence and puppet your parts. Well, it doesn't work as expected. Then Quagmire used his brain to help poor Peter. Eventually, Peter begged his boss for his old job back, and somehow he actually got it.
Angela, I really need my job back.
And just like that, Peter's manhood returned faster than his dignity ever could. He celebrated by hooking up with Lois right there in the grocery aisle. Because, yeah, that's sanitary.
Something else is working now, too.
Oh, my.
Wow, what a cool place to do the sex.
This is a cool place.
And now, the worst of the worst, when Peter became paralyzed. Peter Griffin's love for food has always been borderline suicidal, but the time he ate 30 hamburgers in one sitting, that's the one that almost killed him, literally. I mean, he literally collapsed and left half his body paralyzed. After growing a ridiculous mustache and calling himself Mustache Dad.
Oh, I think it's sexy.
And after getting a mustache, poor Peter got way too confident. So confident, in fact, that he ran into a burning restaurant to save someone and ended up losing his precious mustache in the process.
Ah! My mustache! No!
Tragic, I know, but don't worry, it gets worse. The restaurant owner rewarded Peter's heroism with free burgers for life.
I owned the restaurant, and to show my gratitude, I'd like to offer you a lifetime supply of McBurger Town burgers.
Now, a normal person might enjoy a free burger occasionally, but Peter, he has the self-control of a toddler. He inhaled 30 burgers like his life depended on it.
Peter, you should really slow down. You've already had like 30 hamburgers.
Shut up, Brian.
And surprise, surprise, it didn't. In fact, his body completely shut down halfway through. But wait, it gets better. Instead of resting, Peter decided to go for a drive. That's right, a stroke victim got behind the wheel because why not? And if you're wondering how that went, imagine a drunk toddler driving a monster truck.
Peter's getting in the car.
Luckily, Peter's prayers were answered when he stumbled into a stem cell lab. That actually fixed his entire body in 5 minutes.
Sweetheart, that's incredible. And it only took 5 minutes?
5 minutes. I went in there, they injected me with a little bit of that fetal crap, and bam! Good old gambling man Peter.
And just like that, Peter went from half paralyzed to fully functioning without learning a single lesson when Peter was beaten by Chris. And finally, rounding off our list of Peter Griffin's worst moments is the time that he got absolutely destroyed twice by his own son Chris. Yep. Peter managed to take a father-son chat and turn it into Family Guy Fight Club. So it all started when Peter was doing what Peter does best, parenting horribly. He told Chris that he wasn't his favorite son anymore because why not traumatize your kids for fun? 1 second they were talking, the next Chris turned Peter into a human bowling ball and sent him crashing through some glass windows. And when Peter crawled out, dripping of blood and covered in glass shards, his first reaction? Sure, Peter, blame it on personal space issues instead of, years of being a terrible dad. But wait, it gets worse. At dinner, Peter made the mistake of asking Chris to pass the syrup. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Chris didn't just say no. He hurled the bottle at Peter's face, jumped on the table, and turned it into a scene straight out of The Purge. And Meg? Well, she was laughing the whole time, like this was her villain origin story finally paying off. Dark? Absolutely. But let's be honest, it's kind of deserved. And Chris, he walked away like it was just another Tuesday. So there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the truly horrific life of Peter Griffin. I think I need a stiff drink after this one. Let me know in the comments which of these disasters you think was the absolute worst. And for the love of God, learn from Peter's mistakes. Don't be a drunken, buffoonish oaf who constantly ruins everyone's lives. If you enjoyed this, then make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of these amazing Family Guy videos. And I will see you next time.